Stressed about where your paycheck goes each month? Imagine the freedom of knowing exactly where your money goes and having a concrete plan to finally save for that dream vacation. Hi, I'm Kelvin. Follow along as we build a user-friendly, customizable Excel budget tracker that not only tracks your spending, but also empowers you to take charge of your financial future in just under 20 minutes. Now, let's head over to Excel and build this awesome budget tracker together. First off, double-click on the Sheet tab and rename it to Dashboard. Next, let's select all the cells in the sheet by pressing Ctrl A on your keyboard. With all the cells selected, head over to Format at the top. Within Format, you can adjust both the row height and column width for better readability. Let's change it to 20 and 15 respectively. The next step is a matter of personal preference. Whenever I set up an Excel template, I like to head over to View and uncheck the grid line box. This will hide the faint grid lines in the background, creating a cleaner look. Next, duplicate this sheet by holding Ctrl on your keyboard and drag the Dashboard tab to the right. Then rename it Data. Now, across the third row, we will create informative heading for each column, like month, category, classification, amount, and remarks. Don't forget to widen the remarks column, as that's where you can add helpful notes for yourself. As you might have noticed, some columns like month, category, and classification will most likely have repeated entries. The good news is we can automate these. Instead of manually typing them out, we can create handy drop-down menus. This will save us time and effort in the long run. Start out by creating two new reference tables by the side. First will be for the month, and under it, type January. Then click and drag the small square at the bottom right corner of the cell until you see December. Next, we will create another table to categorize our income and expenses. This will help us understand where our money goes. In the first column, type category. This will be the heading for the list of items we will be tracking. Here, you can list down different categories relevant to your financial situation like salary, side hustles, dividends, housing, utilities, transport, groceries, food, entertainment, insurance, debt, healthcare, and others. In the second column, type classification. This will label each category as an income or an expense, helping us visualize how our money flows. Now, let's highlight the month table. Then head over to Insert tab and click Table. Make sure to check the box that says My Table has headers. Then press OK. Repeat these steps for the category table and budget tracker table. It might seem pointless to insert tables for now, but trust me, they will become our secret weapon in the later part of the video where I will demonstrate the benefits. Now, the last step to completing the drop-down menus. Click on the first cell under month in the table tracker, head over to Data, then Data Validation. Under Allow, select List. And for Source, highlight January to December, then press OK. Repeat the same steps for Category. Again, head over to Data, then Data Validation. Under Allow, select List. And for Source, highlight the Category column, then press OK. And voila! Instant selection for month and category for our budget tracker. Next, we want to automate income and expense classification with a powerful Excel function called XLOOKUP. It might sound intimidating, but fear not. We will break it down step by step, and you will only need to set it up once. Back to the budget tracker, under classification, type the formula equal XLOOKUP. Lookup value means what to look for. The first clue is the category itself, in this case, salary. This tells XLOOKUP what to search for in our reference table. Lookup array implies where to look. The second clue is the location of our reference table we just created under category. This tells XLOOKUP where to search for a matching category. And finally, return array suggests what to return. The final clue is referring to what information to bring back once XLOOKUP finds a match. In this case, we want it to return the classification column. Press enter and voila! The cell should automatically display income because salary is listed as income in our reference table. If you change the category to housing, the classification should automatically switch to expense. Up next, let's format the amount column to handle dollar values. Click on the top of column D to select the entire column. Then head over to the number format and select accounting. This will ensure all the numbers you enter in this column display with a dollar sign and proper decimal places. So for this tutorial, let's assume we have a $4,000 salary in the month of January. Now, remember when I said inserting tables will become our secret weapon? Here's 3 reasons why. Firstly, automatic value inclusion. When you add a new data at the bottom, the Excel table automatically expands to include it. It works the same for our drop-down menu. If you were to add a new category like ABC, you can see our drop-down menu, ABC appears. Secondly, automatic formula input. Every new row in the table will consist of the first row's formula and formatting. This saves you tons of time and ensures consistency in our data. Let me also quickly fill in some sample values so we have more data to work with. And lastly, filtering and sorting feature. Excel table comes with a built-in filtering and sorting options, allowing you to easily focus on specific months, category, classification, and amount, making analyzing your finances a breeze. Now that our data table is set up, let's build a dynamic dashboard to visualize our budget. We want our dashboard to show a specific month's data. So to simplify, let's create a drop-down menu like we did previously. Type month, then head over to data, data validation. Under allow, select list. And for source, head back to the data tab and highlight January to December, then press OK. Next, let's build a simple dashboard for a clear picture of our financial health. To simplify data entry, we will create a single income category that captures all our earnings, including salary, side hustles, and dividends. On the expense side, we will establish clear categories to detail our spending habits. To enhance readability, all income and expenses values will be formatted as accounting numbers. Here comes the cool part. We will use a powerful Excel function called SUMIFS to automatically calculate our income and expenses based on selected criteria. Type the formula equal SUMIFS. The first component, sum range, essentially means what to add, which is the amount column in the data tab. Then criteria range 1 would be where to look. So we select the classification column. And criteria 1 would be what to look. In this case, income. However, we are only interested in the selected month. So we go back to data tab and select the month column for criteria range 2 and then the selected month for criteria 2 and voila, $4,200 for income in the month of January. We can reuse the same formula again for the rest of the remaining categories. Type equal SUMIFS, then select the amount column in the data tab. This time, select the category column instead for criteria range 1. Then housing for criteria 1. Then the month column in data tab for criteria range 2 and selected month for criteria 2. Press enter. With our formula in place, let's drag the formula down to other categories. Notice the values are empty. This happens because of relative references. The cell reference in the formula automatically adjusts when you drag it. While this might seem convenient, it can lead to errors. Let's take a closer look at the utilities formula. The automatic category referencing adjusted correctly. However, the month reference became blank, causing the error. To avoid this error, we will need to use absolute referencing. Using the housing formula, click on B1, then press F4 on your keyboard. Notice it becomes $B, $1. By adding a dollar sign before the row and column, it locks the cell reference in place, making it an absolute reference. Now, we can simply drag the formula down to all our expense categories. Also, since all these values represent money spent, we will need to add a minus sign at the start of the formula to reflect negative cash flow. Finally, to calculate savings, we will use total income minus total expense. A handy shortcut to add all our categories automatically is to hold down the Alt key and press equal, then hit enter. Now, watch the magic. As we change the selected month, on our dashboard, you can see the income, expense, and savings update automatically. To further improve our dashboard, let's create a separate table to see our savings progress throughout the year. I won't bore you with the table designing process, so let's fast forward. Now, the trick to calculating our savings each month is by making use of the income formula. Select the cell containing the income formula in your dashboard. Use Ctrl+C to copy. Remember to copy the formula itself and not the cell. Then use Ctrl+V to paste under the month of January. This formula references the month selection in cell B1 of our dashboard. We need to change this to reference to the month listed in cell A17, which is January. Then make A3, which is income, to an absolute reference. Right now, this formula tells you the income for the selected month. So, to get expense, we simply copy the formula and add a minus sign. Also, replace A3, which is income, to open quotation, expense, and close quotation. Hit enter, and you should get $810. Now, the important part. Use Ctrl+C to copy and Ctrl+V to paste the formula for all the months, and do not drag it, as it will cause incorrect references. And voila, we can now see all our monthly savings amount. For the last part, let's create a visual summary for our dashboard with a pie chart. Highlight these two columns. Head over to Insert tab, Pie Chart, and select 2D Pie. The default colors might not be ideal, so you might want to select the savings slice and drag it slightly away from the pie center to make it stand out. Another solution is to head over to Chart Design at the top, click Change Colors, and select a color theme that you fancy. For easy reading, right-click anywhere on the pie chart and select Add Data Labels. You can then move the labels around for better positioning. However, if you are curious to see how each category stacks up against your income in terms of percentages, here's how you can do it. In the cell next to housing, insert the formula equal housing over income and press enter. With the formula cell selected, go to the number format section and choose percentage. Don't forget to press F4 on B3 to make the reference to income and absolute, and drag the formula down for the remaining categories. With these percentage breakdowns, you can easily identify areas to potentially cut back and free up cash for your saving goals. And that's it! Congratulations! You have successfully built a powerful budgeting tracker. Remember, tracking your finances isn't just about numbers. It's about gaining a peace of mind and feeling confident about your financial future. With this tracker, you can easily see where your money goes, identify areas for savings, and set realistic goals. Do write in the comments how do you do your budgeting, or what you would like to see next. As always, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe for more insightful content to help you reach your financial goals. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.